Hello, this is Mr. Montgomery. This video is for my Physical Science 2 students, and it's all about looking at some minerals, making some tests of their physical properties, using those tests to identify what those minerals are. So let me show you the materials we're going to be using today. All right, so materials, lab handout. I'm going to put a copy of this in the description. My students can get this from Canvas as well. These first 5 pages here have a lot of useful information that you want to read through. Probably the most useful though is your actual minerals. So we're going to be looking at 15 minerals. Right here they're listed in alphabetical order with a lot of their characteristics. You're going to be, during the course of this video, as we go through these minerals one by one, recording information about each mineral. I'm going to do these tests, talk about the minerals, you write down what you see in the video, then you can come back and actually name what those minerals are, figuring out what matched to what you saw over here, and all again based off of this information that you learn as you read through about properties of minerals here. Okay? Actual minerals themselves here. So like I said, there's 15 of them. They're numbered 1 through 15 over here. We're going to walk through those one by one. And then using some instruments to help us here. Got a magnet to test if some of them are magnetic. Have these little streak plates, have a penny, have a nail, have my own fingernail here to see and test about their hardness. All right, so let me get set up and we'll look at the first mineral. All right, so first mineral here, give you a nice close-up look at it. Definitely looking at it, you can see some green, you can see some purple here, you can maybe tell that it's got some kind of crystal formation here to it as well. Right, we're going to test its streak, so I'm probably have to refocus the camera here. But to test the streak, we're just taking this mineral, rubbing it against this plate, and what happens is some of this mineral breaks off, leaves a streak behind, but this streak is white. So this first mineral giving me a white streak right here. I'm going to test its hardness. I'm going to start with this nail right here. And so with this nail, I'm definitely able to scratch this mineral. Okay, I'm going to go down, check, see if I can scratch it with a penny. This copper penny is not as hard as that iron nail is right there. And with this penny, I don't seem to be making a scratch. I'm not. In fact, I'm leaving penny behind on the mineral. I'm leaving a little bit of copper there on the mineral itself. Okay, so mineral 1, green, purple. Good thing about this video is you can always rewind. Okay, pause when you need to write something down as we go through each one of these minerals. Okay, so that's number 1. I could scratch it with a nail, but I couldn't scratch it with a penny. And if I can't scratch it with a penny, then I know I can't scratch it with my fingernail either there. I'm talking about its luster, almost forgot that part. It does have a glassy appearance, and so that is referred to as being vitreous for its luster. Okay, so vitreous. Mineral 1 is not magnetic, it's not attracting whatsoever. So looking at mineral number 2, definitely a red, maybe some white appearance too, which kind of makes it overall look a little bit pink here. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can scratch mineral number 2 with a nail. And my nail doesn't really appear to be scratching this mineral. So I know if I can't scratch it with this nail, I can't scratch it with a penny, and I can't scratch it with my fingernail. All right, we're going to test its streak here. So I'm going to wipe off what we had from the last mineral, and it's leaving behind a white streak as well. So when I look at this mineral, I see a nice flat edge here and here as well, and kind of looking at those, what I can see is that angle that it makes is a little bit less than 90 degrees, and that's one important way to help identify minerals, is kind of how they break and cleave with each other. So this one's got a cleavage here a little bit less than 90 degrees is one of its key characteristics for mineral 2. Also kind of has that glassy look to it, so I would call this one vitreous as well, going back to number 2. For mineral 2, no magnetic attraction here. Number 3, kind of a dark brown, red, almost rusty looking thing here. Number 3, this magnet wants to stick to it. All right, we're going to test its streak. I'm going to test it on a white plate just because it's a darker color mineral here. And so when I scratch this across the surface, I get kind of a brown, maybe a little bit of rust. I'd probably just say a brown streak left behind by this mineral. Right? And its luster, kind of a dull, earthy type look, maybe dull to, there's a little bit of metallic shine. So I'd say dull to metallic on this one. 3, testing the hardness on number 3. My nail is not scratching number 3 here. Right? And it's not really hard enough itself to cut my nail. It does scratch my nail just a little bit, so it is harder than my nail is. Mineral number 4. Definitely you look at this one, you can see a metallic luster, a glitter to this one right here. Has a kind of a brassy yellow color appearance to it. So let's test its streak here. All right, let me test it on the black. Maybe we'll be able to see it on there a little bit better here. So streak wise, maybe a whitish type streak here, which is, well, there we go. Okay, that's what I was kind of looking for. Being surprised by the first couple results, I didn't have it in a good spot. Okay, more of a brown type streak is what I was expecting on this one. All right, so number 4 right here, going to be a nice hard material. Okay. Not really able to scratch this with my nail either. Number 4, we'll put a few scratches onto my nail. My nail can't scratch it, but it will scratch the nail itself. Number 4, not magnetic either. 5, definitely appearing kind of white right here. Also kind of a vitreous, glassy type sheen to it here as well. We're going to test it for being magnetic. It is not. We're going to test its streak. I'm going to test it on the black plate right here. Maybe kind of a white streak, if anything, right there. Test its hardness. So I'm not really making a scratch on number 5 with my nail. Let's see if number 5 can scratch the nail itself. Yes, number 5 easily scratches my nail. So number 5 is harder than the nail is. All right. And again, on this one, number 5, nice hard mineral. Looks pretty similar to number 5 as far as its color here being white in appearance. Okay, but you can kind of notice now, you're definitely getting kind of a clear, not like a perfect cube shape, but definitely has some nice clean edges on number 6. So let's test its streak. Yeah, nice, easy to see white streak So number 6, definitely can scratch it with my nail. Even scratching it here with my penny as well, but not my fingernail. My fingernail's not scratching number 6. Number 6 also not magnetic at all. All right, looking at mineral number 6 with its luster, we could call this one vitreous. It has that kind of glassy shine to it. Number 7, okay, so number 7, give you a nice close-up view here. Very thin, flaky mineral, kind of a nice yellow color to it. There's no magnetic attraction here. I could definitely scratch and break number 7 with my fingernail. So I can scratch it with my fingernail, then I can definitely scratch it with the penny and with the iron nail also. All right, let's see if it'll leave a streak behind. Okay, and it doesn't really streak for us here. Maybe a little bit white, but I would just really classify that as not streaking. Right, but it is definitely a layered, thin little mineral here. The luster on number 7. Okay. Luster on number 7 has that vitreous, glassy appearance. Also kind of a pearly sheen to it as well. So I would call this one vitreous to pearly in luster. All right, number 8, you look at it, definitely kind of a dark gray. You can see some rust in there as well, which is going to tell me there's definitely some iron inside of this mineral. And so let's test it for magnetic. Okay, number 8's got a very nice magnetic attraction to it. Okay, more so than number 3 had earlier. Okay, it's a strong magnetic attraction. If I test it with my nail right here, okay, so as I try to scratch it with my nail, it doesn't really scratch. Let's see if it will cut the nail itself. Not too much. It does scratch my nail a little bit, so it's definitely harder than the iron nail itself. And so you can't scratch it with your fingernail or a penny. And we'll test this streak. Okay. So we're getting there. What color you want to call that? A dark gray, maybe even a black streak for mineral number 8. But one of its key things, strongly magnetic. All right, the luster for number 8. Okay, number 8's luster, how would you describe this? It's definitely got a metallic type sheen for number 8's luster. Number 9 here, got a mostly white, maybe some cream color in there as well, which kind of blends together and make it look almost a little bit pink. But it's not magnetic. Streak-wise, leaves us behind a nice white streak. I can definitely scratch it with the iron nail. I can scratch it with a penny as well. And even my fingernail, I'm able to scratch on number 9 with. Okay, so kind of a white cream color here, okay, kind of a pearly, earthy type luster to it. Looking at it here, kind of a gray, maybe a little bit of white appearance in there, but just feeling of mineral number 10, it feels different from most of the other ones. Kind of a greasy type feel to it right here. And so with its luster, we would call this one, pearly to greasy type luster as well. And if we test its streak, okay, white streak left behind for mineral number 10, I'm able to scratch this very easily with my fingernail. So I could certainly scratch it with a penny or an iron nail as well. So one of the key features about number 10 is that greasy feel to it, but also it's very soft. Mineral number 10 has no magnetic attraction. Mineral number 11. So mineral 11 has definitely a transparent look to it, so no real color here. You do get a nice blocky type shape to this. If we test its streak, okay, it leaves us behind, kind of a white streak there. All right, so if I want to scratch it, I'm able to scratch this, at least slightly with my fingernail. So my fingernail will scratch number 11, then definitely the penny is going to scratch it, and the iron nail as well. But key in identifying number 11 is this nice, square shape to it. And, I could lick this and tell you that it tasted salty, but I'm not going to do that because you don't want to go licking minerals to identify them. But if you did, number 11 definitely has a salty taste to it. Mineral number 11 has no magnetic attraction. Looking at the luster for mineral 15, for this one, we'll just call this transparent. You can just about see all the way through it. In fact, I can see my own finger through the other side. Mineral 12, another one of those very thin, layered sheets. Looking at it as far as its color goes, it's definitely, black. If you want to test its streak, it doesn't have a streak. It's not magnetic at all. I'm able to definitely chip away with my fingernail here on mineral number 12. So it would definitely scratch with a penny or with an iron nail also. But one of the keys on identifying number 12 is just thin layers here, all stacked on top of one another. For mineral 12, for its luster, we will call this splendent, is what it's referred to as. Has that nice shimmery appearance to it. So looking at mineral 13 now, giving you a nice close-up. And what you can see looking at this one is you've got a very dark gray appearance for this mineral. I feel of this, it also has that greasy type feel to it. You can even see on my fingertips where it rubs off. So it is a very soft mineral that you could scratch with your fingernail. It's not magnetic. As far as its streak goes, it's going to leave behind a black, dark gray type streak here to it. And just to demonstrate here, this comes in handy for writing on pieces of paper. Okay, that's one of the key ways to identify this mineral number 13. Its luster. Luster is a metallic luster also. It's nice and reflective of the light. Orange areas in here as well, but mostly white. And look closely at this. You can almost see the fibers inside of this mineral running from top to bottom right here. All right, so a very fibrous mineral. If we want to test its streak, let me clear off this place here. Test its streak. It leaves behind mostly white streak for us. This mineral I can scratch this pretty easily with my fingernail. So certainly could, again, scratch it with a penny or with an iron nail as well. Okay, but key to identify number 14 is this fibrous type pattern that it has. As far as talking about its luster, okay, we would describe this as being a silky type luster in appearance. Mineral 14 does not attract the magnet. All right, mineral 15. In appearance, it is pretty much colorless. Luster, it is transparent. If we want to test its streak here, it leaves behind a white streak. One of the keys to identifying this mineral 15 are its layers. Okay? That if you could see it closely, it has a layered pattern to it here. So we can definitely scratch this with my fingernail or a penny or the iron nail as well. Mineral 15 does not attract the magnet. All right, so I hope you were able to see everything well in that video, get the information that you need in order to go back and identify each of those 15 minerals. As always, you need to go back and look at something again. Feel free to do that. If you need extra help, feel free to reach out to me, and y'all have a great day.